Hello, this is Marybel Ocasio. I decided to look at data gathered by the New York Police Department of Crime Statistics. I wanted to see what crimes complaints to the police department were the most common. I used a dataset from New York City open data websites and used Tableau for the visualization. For our first visualization, let's create a new sheet. Let's add PD descriptions to columns. Now let's also move complaints from DT to columns. Now we add PD descriptions to rows. We want to filter complaints from DT for the years between 2013 to 2015. The reason why I chose these years is because I noticed there was more data in the table for these years. Now we filter PD descriptions in columns so that we can remove null values from the displays. Let's modify PD descriptions in rows so that it reflects the count. Next, we switch to a side-by-side bar graph. Now we want to sort PD descriptions in columns. We want it descending. Now we'll switch the field, making sure PD description is selected. Finally, we label the graph. Complaints to NYPD 2013 to 2015. As you can see, the most common complaint listed in the third-degree assault. We can also see that the complaints were highest in 2014. I'd like to dig deeper and find out which borough has the most assault complaints that year. Let's create a new sheet. Let's add PD descriptions to columns. Now we also add borough names to columns. We want to filter PD description so that we only see assault 3 in the visualization. Now let's add borough's name to rows. Once this field is added to rows, we can change its measures to count. We want to move complaints from DT to filters. Once there, we filter the field by year and choose 2014. Let's move borough name to colors to make it a little more colorful. Now we move borough name to label. Once there, we change the measurement to count. Now we can see the number of third-degree assaults in each borough. Finally, let's change the label of this sheet to third-degree assault in 2014 by borough. Now that the sheet is complete, we can see that the borough with the most third-degree assaults in 2014 was Brooklyn. Well, I'm still curious where in Brooklyn most of these crimes are happening. Let's go on. So now we want to see a map of where the most third-degree assaults were happening in Brooklyn in 2014. So let's create a new sheet. Under measurement, we will move longitude to columns, and we can move latitude to rows. Right now, all we can see is a dot right over New York City. Let's continue. Let's move borough name to filter and choose Brooklyn. Now let's move complaint from DT to filter. Choose years and then choose 2014. Now we want to move offenses descriptions to filter. Choose assault 3 and related offenses. So far we haven't seen a change in how the map looks. Let's work on the detail now. We move complaints from DT to details. Then we move complaints from TM to details. This field seems to have all the individual assaults we want to see. Change the options in this to exact date and continue. From this graph, we can see the most of the third-degree assaults that occur in Brooklyn in 2014 happened in the center of the borough. The section of Brooklyn that seems to be completely covered in blue seems to be Crown Heights and East Flatbush. I was surprised to learn that in 2014, not only were third-degree assaults the most common complaint to the police department, but that the borough with the most incidents was in Brooklyn. I would be curious to see if this trend is still true today.